Why are there not more people talking about financial habits that keep you poor? Let's dive into the world of finances. The way you think about money, the way you spend your time, even the people you surround yourself with. These all play a huge role in shaping your financial future. And today, we're diving deep into the 15 most common money mistakes that keep people stuck in the cycle of struggle. Stick around, because number 7 is going to blow your mind. Look, let's be real. The traditional 9-to-5 grind is the slowest path to wealth. Why? Because you're trading your most valuable asset, time, for a fixed amount of money. Rich people understand that true wealth comes from leverage. They build businesses that generate income even while they sleep, invest in assets that appreciate over time, and create systems that work for them, not the other way around. Think about it. A doctor who only sees patients one at a time is limited by the hours in a day, so ask yourself, are you stuck in the time for money trap, or are you building something that will work for you 24/7? Here's a hard truth. That shiny new car you're eyeing, that designer handbag you had to have, those aren't investments. They're liabilities. They lose value the second you buy them, and they drain your bank account with insurance, maintenance, and the dreaded car payment. Rich people understand the difference between assets and liabilities. They invest in things that put money in their pocket, not take it out. Before you drop a huge chunk of change on something that depreciates faster than a banana, ask yourself, is this going to help me build wealth, or is it just going to look good in my driveway while it loses value? Let's be brutally honest. The lottery is a tax on hope. It's a way to separate well-meaning people from their hard-earned cash with the promise of a life-changing jackpot that almost never comes. Rich people don't bank on luck, they invest in themselves and their future. They understand that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Instead of throwing your money away on lottery tickets, imagine what you could achieve if you invested that same amount every week into a low-cost index fund. Over time, the power of compound interest could turn those small, consistent contributions into a significant nest egg. Invest in your financial education, make smart choices, and build a solid foundation for your future. Here's the thing about debt. Not all debt is created equal. Poor people use debt to buy things they can't afford, like vacations, clothes, or that latest gadget. This kind of debt piles up quickly and keeps you stuck in a cycle of paying off interest instead of building wealth. Rich people, on the other hand, use debt strategically. They understand that good debt can be a powerful tool for building wealth. They might use debt to invest in a rental property that generates cash flow, start a business that has high growth potential, or acquire an asset that will appreciate in value over time. The key difference: good debt puts money in your pocket while bad debt takes it out. Before you swipe that credit card, ask yourself, is this going to help me build wealth, or is it just going to dig me deeper into a hole? Let's be honest, obsessing over saving a few bucks on your daily coffee isn't going to make you rich. Sure, it's important to be mindful of your spending, but penny pinching your way to wealth is a slow and often demoralizing process. Rich people understand that true financial freedom comes from increasing your earning potential, not just cutting back on lattes. Instead of clipping coupons and stressing over every dollar, focus on building high-income skills, starting a side hustle, or finding ways to add value in the marketplace. Remember, it's easier to save more when you're earning more. I'll start investing when I have more money. I need to wait for the market to be less volatile. I'm just not ready yet. Sound familiar? These are the excuses we tell ourselves to avoid taking action, and they're costing us big time. Rich people understand that the best time to invest was yesterday, and the second best time is now. They know that time is their greatest asset, and they're not afraid to start small and let the power of compound interest work its magic. Even if you can only invest a small amount each month, the key is to get started. The longer you wait, the more potential gains you miss out on. Here's a secret. Your formal education might be over, but your real education has just begun. Poor people think that learning stops after graduation. They settle for the status quo and accept their current level of knowledge. Rich people, on the other hand, are lifelong learners. They understand that knowledge is power, and they're constantly seeking to expand their horizons. The world is changing faster than ever before, and the most valuable asset you have is your ability to adapt and learn new skills. Investing in your education is the key to unlocking your full potential. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, it's true, especially when it comes to your finances. Poor people often surround themselves with others who are also struggling financially. They reinforce each other's limiting beliefs and create an environment where mediocrity thrives. Rich people, on the other hand, are intentional about their relationships. They seek out mentors, connect with other successful individuals, and surround themselves with people who inspire them to think bigger and achieve more. Remember, your network is your net worth. Start surrounding yourself with people who are already where you want to be. It's the economy's fault. My boss is holding me back. The government is rigged against me. Sound familiar? Poor people often blame external factors for their financial struggles. They play the victim role and relinquish control of their own destiny. Rich people, on the other hand, take responsibility for their own lives. They understand that while external factors may present challenges, they ultimately have the power to choose their response. They focus on what they can control, their mindset, their work ethic, and their commitment to finding solutions. Stop making excuses and start taking ownership of your financial future. Most people operate on a spend first, save what's left mentality. They pay their bills, buy groceries, indulge in impulse purchases, and then whatever's left over at the end of the month goes into savings, if anything at all. Rich people, on the other hand, understand the power of paying themselves first. By prioritizing their financial future, they ensure that their money is working for them, not the other way around. Start small, even if it's just 10% of your income, and gradually increase that amount over time. Here's the thing. Working hard is important, but it's not enough. Poor people often equate long hours and back-breaking labor with success. They grind themselves to the bone, but their income remains stagnant. Rich people, on the other hand, understand the importance of working smarter, not just harder. They leverage their time, delegate tasks, and automate processes to maximize their efficiency and output. Remember, your time is valuable. Spend it wisely. Poor people often let fear dictate their financial decisions. They're terrified of taking risks, so they stick to what's comfortable and familiar, even if it means settling for mediocrity. Rich people, on the other hand, understand that calculated risks are essential for growth and success. They're not afraid to step outside of their comfort zones, explore new opportunities, and embrace the possibility of failure. Now, I'm not saying you should go all in on a risky investment without doing your research. Remember, the biggest risk is often not taking any risks at all. Let's be real, you're not going to save your way to wealth. Sure, saving is important, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. Poor people often fixate on saving every penny, but they neglect the importance of increasing their income. Rich people, on the other hand, understand that earning more money is the fastest path to financial freedom. Remember, there's a limit to how much you can save, but there's no limit to how much you can earn. Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy. I'll never be able to make that much money. These are just a few of the limiting beliefs that keep people trapped in a cycle of financial scarcity. Rich people, on the other hand, view money as a tool, a resource that can be used to create positive change in their lives and in the world. When you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. Poor people often live paycheck to paycheck with no clear plan for their financial future. They're constantly putting out fires and reacting to circumstances instead of proactively shaping their own destiny. Rich people, on the other hand, are meticulous planners. They have a clear vision for their financial future and they create detailed plans to achieve their goals. Take the time to define your financial goals, create a plan, and hold yourself accountable. So, there you have it. Those are 15 of the most common habits that are holding people back from achieving financial success. The good news is, now that you're aware of them, you can start changing them today. Which one of these habits resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're ready to dive even deeper into building wealth and creating a life of financial freedom, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Start making the right choices today, and I'll see you in the next video.